Hey guys, welcome back to Chariot Palmistry. My name is Sulab Jain, and in this video we are going to be talking about the energy around the world of the month of December. Before I get into just what a crazy month November has been, I just want to give you guys a quick heads up on what's coming in the year ahead. I'll try and do more detailed videos next year, but I just want to give you guys a heads up. I personally am going to be going through what I think is going to be a bad time for me in the month of February. Don't want to get into too many details about what that is just now, but if I disappear from YouTube for a month or so in Feb, it's just because I'm going through some stuff myself. I'll be okay. I have disappeared from YouTube in the past for a year or two with health problems. This one's just going to be more of a burnout thing, I think. In either case, starting in February, going through to the end of May of 2025 is going to be a difficult time for everybody around the world. There's a time next year where you need to take some time out to be with your family and your friends, just to recharge your batteries. Try and do it over the month of April, because a lot of people are going to be rocked to their core in that month itself. So just giving you guys a quick heads up on that firstly. For me, February, and then again in April, and hopefully the rest of you, it'll just be a minor rattling effect in the month of April. Now, having said that, putting all that to one side, I still am going to be doing videos over December and hopefully into January as well, and I'll do my best into Feb too. So let's talk about November now and just what a crazy month that's been. So the first big item news, I suppose, is that Trump got elected into the presidency once again. I did an update video on that around about 2 weeks ago, so there's not a great deal that needs to be said about this beyond that. However, I'm also going to speak energetically about the country of Pakistan right now, because the energy over there is really, really weird. In fact, the energy with Pakistan maps directly onto the energy with the United States and to Russia and with China as well. And it's been doing this for quite some time. These four countries have been, let's say, vibrating on the same frequency for well over a decade now. So you can predict chaos in the US based off chaos in Pakistan. In fact, I was able to predict Trump's assassination attempt based on the assassination attempt on the former Pakistani Prime Minister, Imran Khan. But what's happening in Pakistan at the moment is that there are a lot of riots going on in the country and a lot of civil unrest because they're trying to get their former Prime Minister, Imran Khan, out of jail. Now, me personally, I think he's in jail for political reasons rather than criminal reasons. The powers that be just don't want him free and out and about. But that type of similar energy should be mapping onto the United States sometime in the second half of next year. So I'm just giving you guys a heads up about that. Observe the energy in Pakistan and see how it replays into Russia, China, and also the US. So that's the first bit of news with this. Also note, it was less than 3 or 4 months ago that there were riots in Bangladesh. They actually toppled their prime minister, or a bunch of student protesters toppled their prime minister there. Now, Bangladesh, what used to be Pakistan, about two and a half generations ago. About 3 or 4 generations ago, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and India all used to be the same country. So energetically, they were once the same, then they partitioned, and then they're vibrating at different frequencies. Keep an eye on Bangladesh as well for the headlines over the next few months, because that could well be like a sea change with the energy of Pakistan. If Bangladesh starts to lead Pakistan, and Pakistan leads the United States, then by proxy, Bangladesh will be leading US's energy. So keep your eyes peeled to the headlines over there too. The other thing we should talk about, just whilst we're mentioning chaos in potentially Russia and China, in this month of November, the war between Russia and Ukraine has expanded. Ukrainians have, I think, permission now to start bombing Russian cities, and Russia is retaliating. So just as chaos in the US and Pakistan is expanding, at the same time, we can see it expanding in Russia. Also, very soon, there's going to be a trade war between the US and China. So we can expect more unrest in China as that unfolds too. That's part of this whole big picture thesis that these four countries resonate very much the same. Now, one country I'm very, very optimistic and bullish on is that of Germany. And over the month of November, Germany actually formed a new government. It happened at around about the same time the US elected Trump. Now, energetically, this isn't going to change the outcome of what I think is a great future for Germany and the German people. What it is going to do is create maybe a period of 5 or 8 years where there's political instability in Germany. The prime ministership, or whatever the equivalent is in that country, I think they call it the chancellor, that whatever that position is, that's going to be a seat of musical chairs over this period of time. Now, energetically, there's no planets that are going to be causing this, but I want you to have a look at maybe just back in the recent years, how long Angela Merkel was able to keep stable in Germany. I can't remember off the top of my head how long it was, but it was well over a decade from memory at least. Usually stability creates instability right after it. In Australia, we had a Prime Minister called John Howard, who was in term for about 4 or 5 terms in office. And then immediately after he left, we had a musical chair of the Prime Ministership, changing hands about 5 or 6 times in the next decade. It's a similar thing that's going to be happening with Germany. Merkel's stability will create short-term instability for Germany, but on the other side of that, or actually through that whole period, Germany's going to gain a higher and higher profile in the world. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Now, that's all the major headline news and where the energy is sitting and where it's leading into the end of 2024. I do want to talk about my predictions of the month of November. So I'll pull up a screenshot of that and let's see how we did. Now, my first prediction was one of my Royd V ones, which was that Nvidia would have a price rise. And that unfortunately did not happen this month. Nvidia actually did come out with great results, but for some reason the price didn't move up. So I'm going to put a cross next to that one. My next prediction was that there would be a gold price rise from mid-November onwards. That took place. The price actually went up around about 5% at one point. Then I also predicted the Bitcoin price rise, and boy, did that happen, along with a stock market rise in general as well, and that took place too. So for those of you keeping score, that puts my predictions correct to about 27 out of 40 so far this year. So that was the month of November. Let's talk about December now. My first prediction is that there's going to be a gold price rise. And to explain what I mean by that, I'm going to open up the Royd V tool and show you guys here in the month of December just coming up. Now remember, the way the Royd V tool works is we look for green bars across over here to tell us where the price is going up. Yellow is volatility and red is where we should generally be bearish. So the whole sideways and bearish planetary transits, they've already ended here, but the green one, the good one, starts up in the month of December. And I'll highlight specifically the 11th of December to January the 5th for where we predict this price to start to go up. Now I'm also going to make a prediction on the price of Tesla using Royd VI as well. Now, just by and by, we've got this really cool period of transits taking place for the company starting in October. And I'll just pull this transit up, show you what happened. The Royd V tool picked up that from about 11th of October to the 30th of October, the price of this stock should have gone up. However, from 30 October to the 28th of November, it should have really started getting red hot. As we can see over here, at around about the time of the US election, the price just went bananas here. So the Royd V tool picked that up, and in hindsight, I probably should have showcased this prediction for last month instead of the Nvidia one. But in either case, this transit played out perfectly. We're looking at the next one over here, starting from again 11 October to warming up to 15 December. However, our tool is predicting from 15th December to the 10th of January, this price is going to go bananas once again. So those are my first two predictions on the gold price rise and the Tesla price rise. My third prediction is that there should be an oil price drop taking place. And I'm generally going to say that's around about the 7th of December, because it's at that point that Mars goes retrograde in the sign of Cancer. Now, Cancer is generally a place that Mars doesn't like being in, and when it's retrograde, and considering the fact that Mars is linked to energy, which in turn is linked to oil, I don't think this is going to be a good time for the price of oil. My third prediction is that the stock market should continue to rise, but more so from mid-December onwards, and I'm predicting a minor Bitcoin consolidation through the first week or two of December, followed by a Bitcoin price rise going on, especially from the last week of December onwards. And that, guys, is where I'm going to end this video. Remember, April next year is going to be a heavy time for a lot of people. So if you do need to plan a holiday or some time away to spend with recharging or with your loved ones, start making those preparations now, and I'll see you in next month's video. Thanks a lot.